I am the Tribune. My name is Joshua. Let's talk as builders today. Are you asking God for things that are worthy of Him? This is a very important question because I see and hear a lot of believers who are talking to other people, proudly telling people what they're asking God for that is extra. Okay, they feel like this is like icing on the cake. And these are things that Satan's children have already that aren't that they don't even need to even have a relationship with God to get. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when we ask God for things that don't speak to His magnificence. This is something that I think He's very, very embarrassed about. Because if your child comes up to you and says, you know what, for Christmas, all I'd like is a bag of sand. That would just be a bag of sand, and just, could you do that? That would be so crazy, and that would be, you'd actually probably discipline them for that. They'd probably get in trouble for something. You would be hurt. First of all, you'd be angry, and then you think, oh, I wonder if they know me, that I want to give them more than a bag of sand for Christmas. This is just an analogy, because that's how God feels, and times that by a million, and then you will come close to how God feels when we say, ask Him for things like parking places, and like, give me a parking spot, or I want a car, or a house, or just a new apartment would be great. No, and I do understand for the people out there who are going to take this and take it in a different way and say, well, everything's relative. Somebody coming from a mud hut, should be an apartment is like a palace to them. No, but God is God, though. God is God. So we're not talking about those kind of situations. We're talking about people who are builders with God, looking for what He wants to build and asking for things after checking in with Him that are way beyond what we're even thinking. We want God to look at us and say, I can't believe she asked me for that. She knows who I am, and in fact, she for her mind she knows who I am, but she's just scraped the surface. This hasn't even came. She understands, but she doesn't really understand. And then He blows your mind. God can blow your mind just in preparation. I was explaining to you guys before about how when God gives you something that He has for you, it's so powerful that you actually look at it and don't know what to do with it because it's so wonderful. I'm talking about those kind of situations where you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this thing is so amazing. There's nothing, where can I even use this? That's what we're talking about. But so many people are so concerned about like getting rid of their debt and things like that. That's okay. It's noble, but God can not only get rid of your debt, He can make sure that you take care of 100 other people's debt, and then teach them how not to get in the situation again. I mean, this is, and that's just scraping the surface of what He could do. But we reduce Him down to nothing. And it's astounding. It makes me cringe when I hear Christians talking about what they're believing God for, and it's something that some of the most wicked people already have. We have to actually ask for things that Satan's children, they don't have. And then we go and we think it's a testimony. And we go to Satan's children and we say, oh my gosh, God got me a car. And they're looking at us like, got you a car. Okay. I don't need that God because I have a car already. And even if I don't have a car, I can get a car. This is not a real testimony in this coming era. We have to get out of these testimonies. This is not. He wants us to start looking higher. He wants us to start looking into realms that are so unbelievable that we say, this is what God did, and people can't believe it. They're shocked. That what? How? I I need to know that God. I need to know Him because this is something I've never seen before. So this comes in relationship. This comes in knowing God's character. This comes with going through the journey with Him, going where He wants you to go, being obedient so He can reveal to you how He thinks about things, and you will come to know very fast that He is lofty. He is way beyond the highest level thinker ever. So, and He loves us so much. That's another thing. He loves us so much that He actually wants to do way more for all of you, but you won't see Him in this light because we're comparing ourselves with Satan's children. That's why we ask for things like that, because we're comparing ourselves. And that's the problem. The root of it is really comparison, because you saw somebody have some kind of car you want, and you just want that, and that's all you can think about. So you want it, so you want to ask God for it, and then you want to use that as a testimony to the people that you're trying to save who already have the car. And this can go in many different categories. There's so many different things. A promotion? I'm really ask God for a promotion? Wait, no. That's that. Why do Satan's children have promotions without asking God? Why do we? No, He's higher than that. If you're in a workplace and you are one of the lowest in rank, you should be asking God to own the entire place, or make or start your own that will actually be way higher than the one you're working for, so they have to come to you. This is what I'm talking about. This is what matters in this coming era. This is what the generals are going to be thinking like. Now, if God cannot find Christians who are willing to leave all these carnal desires and go into the cave with Him, knowing and trusting that He's going to bring out immense treasure for them, then He will find people who will believe Him on this level. And He will recruit Satan's children, bring them into the kingdom, train them up, and give them what you were supposed to get, because they have a different mentality, because they really want to do, they will believe. He will find anybody who believes in Him, becomes a Christian, and is seeking this kind of relationship with Him, and He will dump down on them amazing things. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if people don't believe that. He will find people who do. And this is what's happening right now. This is the generation we're in right now. This is the era that we're in. He is actually doing this right now. Now, He will come and confirm my words to you. I'm not even concerned. He will come and find if whoever's watching me and you were getting so angry about this, maybe it's because you're one of the ones. Maybe you realized that you're one of the ones who are praying for parking spots. So God, please give me a parking spot at Jason. No, maybe you're realizing that. You're mad. If you're mad at this message, maybe you're one of the ones, because that's how it starts. You start getting mad. It's a righteous anger. So if that's you, stop doing it. Leave that stuff behind. Don't ask God for a house. He'll give you a house if you need a house. He knows what you need. Ask God for things that are way beyond you, that you'll have a testimony because of. That's what you need to ask God for. Everything else, He will take care of those things. In fact, those asking God and talking to Him about those kind of things, it takes care of all those other petty things that we're asking for automatically. Automatically takes care of it. So if we keep these things in mind and we study them and we marinate on them, then the first thing we'll do is we will seek what He wants. Because the first thing you're going to start realizing is that you actually don't know how big to think. You have no idea. We are so used to thinking so tiny that when you make this transition, you don't know what to ask for. What do I even ask for? That's where you want to get to. It's exactly right. What do you ask for? You don't know. That's the point. Relationship. Relationship with Jesus Christ. Relationship with Jehovah. This is what you need. Because He will then tell you what you need to be thinking of. And when He tells you, you will realize that you could have never found it on your own. You have to talk to God about it. And it's a guarantee that anything you ever wanted before it's like dirt that is included. It's like you asking for a pile of dirt. I want soil. Give me dirt. Please. I saw them have some dirt. Please give it to me. And God's like, okay, come talk to me. And He gives you a palace. And there's dirt included. Okay? So, what are we doing then? We got to get on that path. It's really important. It's to our benefit. And He wants it. You don't have to have this false humility. He hates that. Like, oh no, just little old me, I just can't. Oh no. I'm just going to be happy. No, we're not. No, this is not the era for that. This is the era where I'm happy with what He's happy for. If He wants to be in a shack, He can be in a shack. But if He wants to have a testimony for me, then maybe He'll start me in a shack, but He's going to get glory out of it, and that's what we're going for. False humility is not good. Horrible. He is not happy with it. You would think a lot of Christians, He'd be happy. Oh no, not me. No, he's like, when we say, oh, not me, and this and that, you know what God does? He says, okay, I'm patient, I'm gonna give you a second. But if you keep going, no, not me, I'm not enough, I can't do it. Just give me some scraps and I'm okay, Lord. Then he starts looking for other people. Because he needs a testimony. He needs somebody to actually show how powerful He is. He needs to work through that. And this is what is so powerful about this conversation. And we will be going deeper into this as time goes on. Because it's really, these things are intertwined in everything that Clothing Royalty is going to be about. Every conversation is going to have undertones like this. Because I'm really not concerned about who doesn't connect with it. If someone doesn't connect with it, then don't subscribe. This is not a place for you then. You need to go do something else. People who subscribe in Clothing Royalty should be ready to actually to get this down inside of them, and every conversation I have will have this. That's the only reason that I care about likes, is if I'm feeding people like that. And if I'm helping them have a mind, a perspective shift. That's really what matters. Everything else makes no difference. And even if there's 2 people, that's enough. I don't need thousands of people. That's not even the point. 2 people thinking like this could take over everything. Just 2. That's why all these people, when you watch the pastors that are addicted to everybody shouting and stuff, and they have a routine of shouts. No, there's only maybe 2 people normally who are really, really, and normally it's so powerful, we're not shouting. We're thinking. When God tells me something so powerful, I have to actually think about it. It's too wonderful for me to even do anything. I can't even move. I have to think. I have to pray. I have to get on my knees. I have to go learn more about his character. This is what it means to come into this new era as one of the generals. And this is who I'm speaking to. So are your questions, the things you're asking for that are a little bit that are the icing on the cake to you, are they worthy of God? Is the question. Would he be proud and happy of you that you recognize that he was so powerful that you're asking for what you're asking for? Or are you asking for things that you see Satan's children have and you want them because it looks good? No. This is the question. Answering this question would change your life. I love you. Hail Jehovah.